Hello, and welcome to Dr. Vitka's Myths, Legends, and Lore. I'm your host, Dr. Vitka, Mike Vitka from Spellbound Tours in Salem, Massachusetts. And tonight, we're starting something new. We're doing a series of shorter episodes called fun-sized episodes. The idea is, much like the alleged fun-sized candy bars, these are going to be shorter episodes that hopefully are going to leave you wanting more. We're going to get started by talking about some strange items in my personal collection. Items that have connections to weird American history and supernatural phenomena. The one we're going to discuss tonight is a series of two unusual photographs. Photographs that were rescued from a dusty photo album in a Salem thrift store. The first picture in the series is right here. Look at the folks in the picture. Five young people looking happily into the camera, kind of smug, in my opinion. Notice they're in a beautifully appointed parlor, and half the parlor is obscured by a big black curtain. The second picture in the series shows four of the same people, but in the foreground you see another figure, a strange glowing woman. Her face is somewhat obscured. You can see a halo of white light emanating from her. She looks all the world like the traditional conception of a ghost. Are we looking at true evidence of paranormal phenomena? Is this antique evidence of ghostly contact? Probably not. I think this is a clever fake, a relic from the spiritualist days. We're not looking at a ghost. We are looking, unfortunately, at a hoax. In the 1800s, a new religious movement spread like wildfire throughout the United States. Spiritualism, taking parts of Christianity and merging it with a fervent belief that the dead never really died. This new religion took hold. The basic conceit of spiritualism was that you could talk to your loved ones from beyond the grave. As long as you learned the right messages or paid the proper mediums, you'd be able to talk to the dead. Imagine how appealing this must have been. If you loved somebody and that passed on, you'd be able to bring them right back into your living room. Spiritualism was so popular, they were even doing it in the White House. Abraham Lincoln's wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, was obsessed with spiritualism. She'd lost one of her sons, and she really wanted to talk to him again. So if you look at the logs of visitors to the White House, you can see spiritualist ministers. You can see ghostly people, paranormal folks who wanted to contact the ghosts on the guest list of the White House. We don't know for sure if Lincoln himself was into it, but we do know he played along because he wanted his wife to be happy. Lincoln, unfortunately, eventually got assassinated. And once Honest Abe was dead, Mary Todd really wanted to talk to him too. And right there in the Oval Office, they were trying to raise the dead. Now, early on, spiritualism was discredited pretty quick. The first girls who started the whole movement, they were outed as frauds. Their ghostly knockings were simply created by cracking their body parts, their joints underneath the tables. Spiritualism seemed like it was done for. But when the Civil War hit and so many people died, there were a lot of suckers born. Now, there were absolutely a lot of frauds in this movement. But I do believe there were some people who were totally honest about it. There certainly were some people who thought they were helping, and there were some people who really did think they were raising the spirits. I prefer to believe that sometimes it worked. It's a lot more fun to live in a world where the ghosts really do walk among us. I choose to believe that some of the mediums really were talking with spirits of the dead. The problem is, for every real spiritualist, for every real medium, for every real paranormal contact, there were dozens of fakes. The major contribution to the world that spiritualism made was the introduction of the concept of ectoplasm. Now, when I said ectoplasm, I bet most of you thought of the green slime from the movie Ghostbusters. In my career as a paranormal investigator, analyzing ghostly photographs taken on spellbound tours and trying to debunk them, I use ectoplasm as a catch all term to describe the strange white glowing energy, the light that shows up right before a ghost manifests itself. But in the spiritualist worldview of the 1800s, ectoplasm was neither a light energy or a dripping green ooze. Ectoplasm was a strange substance, brightly glowing in the dark. Imagine sitting in a darkened room with your friends, all holding hands, focusing hard, trying to raise the spirits. The medium would invoke the proper words, and out of nowhere, flashes of strange substance would start swirling around the room, glowing, flipping around, smelling terrible, big blobs of energy in the air. And as soon as the energy manifested itself, the medium would snatch it away, and it was gone, never to be seen again. Ectoplasm was looked at as proof the ghosts had returned. The thing is, ectoplasm was not ghostly energy, at least not in this context. Before a seance, a medium would carefully prepare cheesecloth, wadded it up, painted it with phosphorescent glowing paint, and tuck it in their sleeves. When a light went down, then unfurl it and create the illusion the energy was swirling about. Sometimes the fraudulent mediums would go so far as to pack the fake ectoplasm in their vaginas and anuses. When the lights went out, they'd reach under their skirts and yank the stuff out and toss it into the air. This was not energy from the ethers. This was the most earthly substance you could imagine. Cloth that could be bought at any grocery, treated with glow in the dark paint, and presented as irrefutable proof. Now, obviously, this is ridiculous. Even in the 1800s, people were starting to catch on to how ridiculous this was. The master magician, Harry Houdini, devoted an entire segment of his career to exposing the fake mediums. People were starting to get wise to the scam. Then World War I happened. The first modern war, a meat grinder of a war. Young men were dying by the millions. And of course, their loved ones back home wanted to talk to them. And that's where the mediums came in. Out of the mothballs they surged, taking advantage of the bereaved. And that's where our photograph comes in. Look at the clothing these folks are wearing. Clearly, this is 1910s or 1920s apparel. The war is either still raging or just finished. I believe what we are looking at here is a photograph created by the fraudulent mediums to promote their seances. This image would be shown to prospective clients to prove that they really could conjure up a ghost. That's what we're looking at right here. The woman in the front is the same actress you can see in the back photograph, simply photographed in different lighting conditions in a ghostly outfit. Unfortunately, this is a fake image. I mean, it's fake in the sense that it's a fake ghost. It's a real photograph. Now, thank you so much for watching. I certainly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy, and even if you didn't enjoy, like and subscribe. Also, in the notes below the video, I'm going to list two books. One from a perspective that is all for spiritualism, one that is a total debunking book. Both of them have their merits. I love them both very much. It's up to you to decide what you believe. But as far as this picture is concerned, it's a fake, as cool as it is. And thank you so much for watching Dr. Vitka's Myths, Legends, and Lore. We'll see you next time. Spooky condoms.